Oh,
We're good to go.
good evening. We'll get the meeting going. The Council of the Town of Kindersley, having established quorum, resolves to call the February 14th, 2022 regular meeting of council to order at 5 p.m. Mover seconder, please. Dean. Second, Chris. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Anybody see anything they want to move from the consent agenda to the regular one? I think there was only 2 items on the consent agenda and they didn't look. Just 2 RCMP report and one other one, I believe.
Frostwater.
Frostwater, yeah. Okay. 2.2, that the Council of the Town of Kindersley resolves to adopt the agenda for the February 14th, 2022 regular meeting of council as presented, and that a copy of this agenda be attached to and form part of the minutes of this meeting. Mover seconder, please. Rob? Randy? All in favor? Okay, thank you. Agenda item 4.1, that the Council of the Town of Kindersley resolves, whereas the time being 5:01 or 02 p.m., that the regular meeting of council be adjourned to a confidential in-camera meeting. Mover seconder, please. Warren. Second, Gary. All in favor? Thank you. On the agenda, item 5.1, the Council of the Town of Kindersley resolves, whereas the time being 6:55 p.m., that the confidential in-camera meeting is concluded and the regular meeting of council is resumed. Need a mover and a seconder. Dean, Randy, all in favor? Carried. Okay, and then I'll move on to 5.2. That the Council of the Town of Kindersley resolves to amend the agenda of the February 14th, 2022 regular meeting of council to remove agenda item 10.1. Need a mover and a seconder for that. Warren? Chris? All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay. Agenda item 6.1, that the Council of the Town of Kindersley resolves to approve as presented the minutes from the January 24th, 2022 regular meeting of council, and that these minutes be attached to and form part of the minutes of this meeting. I need a mover and a seconder for Randy. Second, Dean. All in favor? Thank you. Okay. 1, 7. Alrighty, we have a delegation here. Audrey, if you don't come on. Okay,
Good evening. Hello.
we have Dan and Mark, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, the game plan is 15 minutes, so you guys can have the table.
Okay, just take one pass. I don't know if all of you have been handed out these, this is the Fauci COVID dossier, and it was put together by Dr. David D. Martin. Have any of you, I know you had one, but...
I handed them all out a month ago when Michaela handed.
Were any of you able to go on the internet and witness Dr. David Martin speaking to Rhino Filmich? No?
No.
No? Okay. Well, as a Canadian citizen, I'm trying to stand up for my rights and freedoms and expose the lies perpetrated by the World Health Organization concerning this pandemic. All medicines and vaccines are patented, and there are over 4,000 patents pertaining to the SARS coronavirus and the mRNA gene modification shot, and anyone from the public can examine these patents and from them learn that this pandemic was planned more than 20 years ago. And that's what Dr. David Martin has fulfilled in exposing these patents to lawyers like Rhino Filmich and Rocco Galati of the Constitutional Rights Center. And from the patents, we know that Acuitas Pharmaceutical developed the lipid nanoparticles at the University of British Columbia. And this research was funded by Canadian taxpayer dollars. And without the lipid nanoparticles, they would not be able to administer the S1 spike protein delivered in the mRNA gene modification shot. Trudeau is collecting royalties of that technology from every shot administered. Anthony Fauci tried to get the mRNA gene modification shot patented as a vaccine, and he was denied by the patent office. And I can read you the letter that the patent office sent him. And this is from application control number 09869003, unit 1684. And the patent office goes like this. These arguments are persuasive to the extent that an antigenic peptide stimulates an immune response that may produce antibodies that bind to a specific peptide or protein, but it is not persuasive in regards to a vaccine. The immune response produced by a vaccine must be more than merely some immune response, but must be protective. As noted in the previous office action, the ART recognizes the term vaccine to be a compound which prevents infection. Application has not demonstrated that the intensity that the instantly claimed vaccine meets even the lower standard set forth in the specification, let alone the standard ART definition for being operative in this regards. Therefore, claims 5, 7, and 9 are not operative as an anti-HIV-1 vaccine and therefore lack patentable utility. In other words, this vaccine that he was trying to, or this mRNA gene modification shot, he was trying to get patented as a vaccine, didn't meet the standards or requirements of a vaccine, because it's not. Peter Daszak of Equal Health Alliance, at a forum on the medical and public health preparedness for catastrophic events in Washington, D.C., has a statement published by the National Academy's Press in 2016. And this is a statement that he made at that conference in Washington, D.C. in 2016. And he says, until an infectious disease crisis is very real, present, and at an emergency threshold, it is often largely ignored. To sustain funding based beyond the crisis, he said, we need to increase public understanding of the need for medical countermeasures such as a pan-influenza or a pan-coronavirus vaccine. A key driver is the media. And the economics will follow the hype. We need to use that hype to our advantage to get to the real issues. Investors will respond if they see profit at the end of the process. End quote. Now, Dr. Rhino Filmich is an international trial lawyer who's exposed the crimes against humanity and those involved to bring them to justice. And that's the presentation that we were going to show you, and you can pick it up off of that what do you call
Piece
it?
of paper there with the QR codes, or
The
you can
QR
just go
code.
to nurembergtrials.net, and it'll be on there as well.
This is going to the Nuremberg trials.
That's happening right now, they're in international court right now. All weekend, all voted.
Because of the crimes that these institutions like the pharmaceutical companies, Anthony Fauci has produced an mRNA gene modification shot, and he took SARS, they made SARS, which is the coronavirus, a subtype of the coronavirus. They made it under gain of function process in the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill.
And that's proven in the patents.
That's proven, yeah, that's proven in the patents. This pandemic is a fake, and it's been made to produce billions, trillions of dollars for Gates and Fauci and others involved in this pandemic. And that has nothing to do with destroying the lives other than these mandates, which are destroying the lives in our economies in this country and destroying the lives of people in this country by the mandates that are being imposed on a fake pandemic.
And Justin Trudeau was named in the international court filings as one of the culpable parties.
I hope, gentlemen, that you can understand the intensity and the severity of this action and what it means to understand the truth of what's really going on. It's not hard to find out the truth.
You just gotta look.
And you gotta not pay attention to the mainstream media.
Don't you think the truth is starting to come out now?
It is, yes, absolutely.
But we can't just be like,
Like this.
oh, the mandates are gone now, everything's totally fine. That's not okay. There was a massive amount of discrimination that went on in the last, mainly year, but 2 years. And it has to be answered for.
So I don't think they won, like, I mean, I think their mandate's not, I think it's gonna be over soon, and
Oh, it has to be more than over, like, people have to be punished for what they've done.
but they are going on trial, and it's the international court, what
Yes.
is it?
That's what we're trying to bring to your guys' attention. Because did everybody?
I've seen the video on
So,
other
yeah, but you
sites.
brought it to our attention, what do you want us to do?
Yeah, that's my
Well,
question.
we're just bringing it to your attention.
Oh, okay.
Just so I can go home and tell my wife and she'll say, oh, good.
Well, because you guys actually sit on a position of power in this town.
So what do you want us to do?
Well, so
about
like, if for instance, a town in Alberta, La Crete, Alberta, they hired Icar Blood Services to come, and people could pay $100 to get a blood antibody test done, see who had antibodies against COVID-19. Of the 1,200 people that did it, 1,089 came back. 90% of the people were unvaccinated, 89% came back with antibodies. So that town doesn't push masks. They don't push vaccine mandate. They don't push any of that. Because their town, their chamber of commerce, got behind the people, not the pandemic.
Okay, we're not the Chamber of Commerce, but you know that.
Well, town council, whatever.
Okay. But I mean, those laws, when they come down, we can say, but it's like how the federal government controls the provincial, how the provincial controls us, like I don't.
Do I understand that, is the town not responsible for implementing mandates in the town? No?
No,
We don't overrule them.
no, we can't over.
We follow provincial mandates.
So the provincial is what implements the mandates in town? But I still think it's important for everyone, as many people as possible, to get to know what's really going on here.
Especially influential people,
Yeah.
say people sitting on town council.
It is worth watching. I didn't watch it through here, but there was definitely some violation of everybody's rights and freedoms the last few years. But
Absolutely.
hopefully it is coming, like, it looks like the end is near,
Yeah.
Hopefully.
hopefully.
Yeah, and we're not like trying to accuse you guys of anything, like, obviously, did everything in your power to keep the people of the town safe, we understand that.
We give the people of the town the choice to handle it and believe and read and research what they wanted and make their own decisions. Free country.
Yeah, well, it should be a free country.
It is,
but
yeah.
These vaccines have been pushed upon people. If you either get them or you lose your job. That's not freedom. That's not a democracy.
I agree. In that case, it's not. But for the guy that has the job and believes in it and gets the vaccine, he made his choice.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's his choice. That's his freedom.
They should know what that vaccine is, though, and that's another thing. There's no informed consent.
There's no accurate consent. Yours is accurate according to you. and the next guy's accurate according to what he's researched and read. Who do you believe?
Well, when they give out these vaccines, all they're saying is it's safe and effective. They're pharmaceutical people that work in the pharmaceuticals. They're not a doctor. They just give out a vaccine, and they're giving them out to kids. Now, we know through various vaccine adverse events recording system in the CDC, and this is underreported, that there's over 21,000 deaths in the United States alone. They know there's a hell of a lot more than that from these vaccines. My daughter-in-law's mother, who's a teacher in Ontario, after her second shot came down with Guillain-Barré syndrome. Guillain-Barré, where she's paralyzed from the waist down. That was in October. She's still in the hospital. And that's not an isolated case. There are thousands of middle-aged women that have come down with that symptom from these vaccines.
Yeah.
So,
And when they're administered, it's not like they're given a big piece of paper that says, here's all the side effects, this is what could happen to you, blah, blah, blah. They're just safe and effective, roll your arm up, please jab it, go.
Yeah.
Or you'll lose your job.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're definitely, I mean.
But
most
it's
of
still a
us
personal
most of
decision,
the mainstream media or government telling us that, and that's, the tough part, like I think Randy's trying to say is, who do you believe?
right.
Everybody does their research and will believe what they want to believe, no matter basically what you can say, or, you know what I mean? They're gonna take whatever side they're kind of already for.
It is, I know.
That's the tough part. It's not right, but unfortunately nowadays, that's just, I mean, it's always been like that.
I know, I'm at work and I have, one of the people that I work with, he's a young man, he's 28 years old. He got myocarditis from the shot, and he knows he got it from the shot. Yet there's other people in the office that will not accept what we're trying to tell them about this stuff. And
Yeah,
they just,
that's what I mean, it's.
and they go out and get their shots
Nothing
and
you can do
booster.
with it.
Yeah, but it's still, you know, you can lay down 100 crooked sticks in one straight one. It's easy to pick up a straight one from the crooked ones.
Yeah.
And it's the same with this. When you see the evidence that's compiled about this pandemic, it's pretty easy to filter out the truth from the lies that are being perpetrated by the World Health Organization and the mainstream news media.
But mainstream media, not for a topic here, but I don't think anybody's really believing them. I mean, like, they're on a downward spiral.
Oh, yeah. I get a little excited when I'm presenting this stuff to people that I don't think have heard about it before, because I'm very adamant about this. I am pissed right off about our civil rights and our rights and freedoms being trampled on over this bullshit. Is what I'm mad about, and plus the harms that it's doing to millions of people around the world. So I'm glad to see that there's an end coming to it, hopefully, through these legal proceedings that are going through with Ryan Filmich and the international court system, and Rocco Galati and the Constitutional Rights Center. I won't
Uphill battle, yeah, it's definitely an uphill battle when there's billions of dollars involved, so.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Thank you for your time, gentlemen.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you, thanks for coming. Okay. Move on to 8.1, that the council of the town of Kindersley authorizes administration to transfer the indicated amounts to the following reserves for projects budgeted in 2021 but not completed. Service roads reserve for $183,000 and the recreation reserve for $21,466.50. CAO Audrey, can you comment on
So
that?
these are two more, just kind of finalizing the year. There'll probably be maybe one or another set of this at the next council meeting. The service road reserve, that was money that we had budgeted for to pay our portion of the highway project. And we didn't get billed in 2021. So we're just moving it into the reserve and rebudgeting it in 2022, and therefore we don't have to come up with operating it out of the operating budget. And the recreation reserves one, that was for the amount from the trip of the month 28. That trip of the month was to go for the outdoor fitness equipment in Baker Park through Cascade Wellness. And of course, that didn't happen in 2021. So we're just going to move that into the reserve, and it'll be budgeted for in 2022. And hopefully get completed this year.
Any questions on that, Council? Is that, have we got some other transfers we're gonna have to do to, Audrey?
We might, I haven't had a chance to kind of look, we probably will need to make a motion to move some out of the paving reserve, or the amount, the $300 that we levy, for the completion of the industrial area roads. But I wanted to get a better look at, before we transfer in and then have to transfer out and then transfer back in. So hopefully by the next meeting.
See where we're sitting on that.
Yeah.
Any questions, Council? If not, could I get a mover and a seconder, please, for Chris and Rob? All in favor? Okay, thank you. Agenda item 9.1, that the Council of the Town of Kindersley resolves to accept as submitted the list of accounts as paid by the Town of Kindersley in the amount of $530,458.01, and that a copy of said accounts be attached to and form a part of the minutes of this meeting. Did you have any queries on that?
I did from Deputy Mayor. You want my email?
Sorry?
You want my email?
No, actually, I didn't. I probably just missed it, Audrey, sorry. I didn't look for it, actually, but,
Big part of it was our insurance bill for the year, which
sorry.
I'm sure went up 20%. $221,000.
And you might notice that one, you're probably thinking, we've done that before, which we did, but we had written a check to Sumisure, and so and it was to go to Aon, so that's us just rewriting that invoice.
Okay.
We canceled the other one.
Yeah, I just questioned that one. It all makes sense. I figured it would. I just wondered if the luck had something to do with our condenser issues at Christmas.
Just the one.
Yeah, and then the other one read fire phones. I
yeah.
didn't realize it was everything. I thought, what did we get all?
No, that's all basically the landlines.
No,
Yeah.
good, thank you.
Yeah.
I missed that.
And I'm sorry I missed that one. I usually kind of go through that, but we were a little rushed on a Thursday, so.
Okay, so given that, any further questions that council can see on payables? If not, can I have a mover and a seconder for the warrant? Randy? Where are we here? Warrant. Deputy Mayor. All in favor? Carries. Okay, now we move into... Oh, I don't have to do 10. That's right, it's gone. 11.1 is it? Yeah, 11.1, that the Council of the Town of Kindersley resolves to approve the consent agenda, which included the following items for acceptance and filing, which is the January 2022 RCMP report and the Saskwater January report too. As I said earlier, it was only a couple of things in the consent agenda, so I just need a mover and a seconder for those, please. Dean? Gary? All in favor? Okay. 15, that the Council of Town of Kindersley resolves that all business having been concluded, the February 14th, 2022 regular meeting of council be adjourned at 7:16 p.m. Mover, Randy. Second. Rob. All in favor? Everybody.